Let's fire up the Shaman. And now let's spread our threat. Not all on the Shaman. Let's put some of it. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. Today we're playing Brawl with a 0 rare, 0 mythic, free-to-play, rotation-proof deck. So if you're new to Magic the Gathering Arena, or interested in diving into Brawl, this is the perfect deck to get you started. We have Grumgully the Generous as our commander. Now this is a 3 converted mana cost, 3/3, and whenever another non-human enters the battlefield under our control, it's going to get an additional +1/+1 counter on it. So it's going to make all of our little baddies big baddies, which is pretty cool, right? So as always, we're going to take a look at the deck list in its entirety. What do all the cards do? Then we're talking deck tech strategies, synergies, how do all of those cards come together to form a coherent working archetype. Finally, we're into some gameplay footage where we will break down any playlines and interactions we can find within the Core Set 2021 Brawl meta. And of course, we do have our propaganda at the end, any closing thoughts and all that shenanigans, right? So if you find any value within this video, I really encourage you and I plead you to give it a thumbs up, right? It's easy and it's a great free way to support the channel's growth. You can also share it out to a friend as well. That would be awesome. Anywho, without further ado, Grumgully the Generous. We already talked about this. It's a 3/3 for 3. Each other non-human creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Onto our 1-drops, we have Infuriate. This is an instant speed spell. Target creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn. 1 copy. I guess they're all 1 copies. Shock, instant speed. Deals 2 damage to any target. Wildwood Scourger. Now this is a 1-drop plus X. If you play it as 1, it's just immediately going to die because things can't exist with a 0 toughness. So it needs to be dropped for 2 at the very least. And we'll drag it down here for that reasoning. It enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, and whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on another non-Hydra creature you control, put +1/+1 counters on Wildwood Scourger as well. So that's a lot of fun. We also have Arcane Signet, an artifact, which means we can tap it for mana as soon as it enters the battlefield. So it really only costs 1, but we can't play it until turn 2. So add 1 mana of any color in your commander's identity. The Henge Hammer, a 2/2, and whenever it attacks, another target attacking creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is Sir Farhan's power. Warbriar Blessing, enchanted creature gets +0/+2 and fights another target creature we don't control. Setessan's Training, enchanted creature gets +1/+0, it has trample, and we get to draw a card when it enters the battlefield. Return to nature, choose 1, destroy target artifact, or destroy target enchantment, or exile target card from graveyard. Ram through. Instant speed, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. If it has excess damage and trample, that damage is going to go through to the opponent, which is quite nice. Nessian Hornbeetle, a 2/2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control another creature with power 4 or greater, put a +1/+1 counter on Nessian Hornbeetle. Unleash Fury, instant speed, double target creature's power until end of turn, which is quite nice. Scorching Dragonfire, also instant speed, 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If it would die, exile it instead. Rimrock Knight, Boulder Rush for 1. Target creature gets +2/+0. The Knight himself is a 3/1, which cannot block. Raking Claws, instant speed, cycling for 2. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. Omen of the Forge, Flash, 2 damage to any target when it enters the battlefield. We can pay 3 to sacrifice it and scry 2. Fire Prophecy, 3 damage to any target creature. And we get to put a card from our hand into our library. If we do so, draw a card from the top. On to our 3-drops. Bolt Hound, 2/2 with haste. Whenever it attacks other creatures you control, get +1/+0 until end of turn. Ferocity of the Wilds, enchantment. Other non-humans get +1/+0 and have trample. Slaying Fire, 3 damage to any target. Instant speed. If 3 red was cost to cast it, it's going to deal 4 damage instead. Soulseer, 5 damage. Removes indestructible, which is quite nice. Anax Hardened in the Forge. X3, its X is equal to its devotion to red. So at 2/3 if you have no other red, just because his devotion is 2, right? And then whenever Anax or another non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 red satyr creature token. This creature cannot block, and if the creature's power that died was 4 or greater, we're going to create 2 of those satyrs. Instead, Garruk's Uprising, when it enters the battlefield, we draw a card if we control a creature with power 4 or greater. And then creatures we control have trample, and then whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield, we're going to get to draw a card as well. Hydra's Growth, enchantments. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on enchanted creature, and then at the beginning of your upkeep, double the number of +1/+1 counters on enchanted creature. Invigorating Surge for 3. Instant speed, which is quite nice. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, then double the number of +1/+1 counters on it. Llanowar Visionary, 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, we get to draw a card, and then we can also tap it to add mana of any color. Thrashing Brontodon. This is a 3/4. We can pay 1, sacrifice Thrashing Brontodon, destroy target artifact or enchantment. And then we have Warden of the Chained, 4/4 with trample. It can't attack unless you control a creature with power 4 or greater. We've got the Migratory Greathorn. This can be mutate for 3, however, is our first 4-drop. It's a 3/4, and then if we do mutate it, whenever this creature mutates, search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Oakhame Adversary, a 3/2 with Death Touch, and it costs 2 less to cast if your opponent controls a green permanent. When it deals damage to a player, draw a card. That's awesome. Renata, Called to the Hunt. This is a X3, much like Anax. Its power is equal to its devotion to green. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 on it, which is quite nice. Leafkin Avenger, a 4/3. We can tap it to add a green mana for each creature we control with power 4 or greater. We can also pay 8 to deal damage to its power to target player or planeswalker, which is pretty sick. Proud Wildbonder. Now, this is a 4/3 with trample. Creatures you control with trample you may have this creature assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. So it just allows all of our trample damage to go right into our opponent's health points. Rampart Smasher is a 5/5 who cannot be blocked by knights or walls. We've got a Lava Serpent, 5/5, cycling for 2 with haste as a 6-drop. And our Dreamshaper Shaman, also for 6, a 5/4. And at the beginning of your end step, you may pay 3, sacrifice a non-land permanent. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land permanent card. Put that card into the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So that's quite cool. We have some mountains, we have some forests, a Rugged Highland, and a command tower. The mountains is bugged from the AI, and we are sitting at 10 mountains, 12 forests in total. So there's no sideboard. We're playing Brawl. That was the deck list. The Brawl deck lists are 60 single cards, so it's a little bit of a mouthful to get all out there. I hope I didn't, screw up too many times. However, let's begin to butcher the deck strategies and synergies now, okay? So, it's a free-to-play deck. We can't expect too much from it. It still operates quite nicely. There's some general strategies that we should talk about. Primarily, it's +1/+1 counters. And we have, Call to the Hunt. Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it, right? So that's really, really good. We have Anax, which is going to make a ton of creatures for us, which then should be buffed up by Call to the Hunt from our Grumgully, right? Because they're non-human. So if we have those, our Anax tokens are going to come out as 3/3s, which is actually pretty good, right? Whenever a creature dies, you get a 3/3. That's not bad. It's a 3-card combo in Brawl, so not always possible to get there. But really, we just need our Call to the Hunt and our Hardened in the Forge, because we always have access to our Grumgully. So that's the first really cool synergy within the deck. To follow it up, those counters that are being put on things will really help our Scourge. So whenever counters get put on non-Hydras, it gets counters as well. So that's going to kind of fit into that whole synergy as well. And then if we want to get really, really weird with it, we have things like our Hydra's Growth, which is going to throw a bunch of counters on and then start doubling those counters. And of course, our Invigorating Surge, which is a similar one-time use spell, much like Hydra's Growth, but at instant speed, which is quite nice. So, we've got a lot of creatures. We're trying to go wide. We are making those creatures stronger with the 1/1 counters. Obviously, that doesn't win us the games. Now we need to talk about how that damage is going to get through our opponent's blockers. We've got Trample. So Garruk's Uprising, everybody gets Trample. When we're entering with 4 or greater, we're going to draw a card. So a lot of those counter creatures can get up to a 4/4. So, we're going to be drawing cards when those 4/4s come into play. Obviously, so we can put the +1/+1s on stuff to make them 4. So Garruk's Uprising not only gives us Trample, but it's also a really nice draw engine. Ferocity of the Wilds. Most of our deck is non-human. There's a few humans, but the humans already organically have Trample, I'm pretty sure. So attacking non-human creatures you control have +1/+0 and get Trample. So that's another way to find trample. We don't have 4 copies of them because it is Brawl, so we have multiple ways to get to the trample. Setessan's Training, you know, this is going to give us single creature trample plus draw card, so that's quite nice as well. Ram Through can benefit from that trample, dealing excess damage to our opponent, which is quite nice. And then because we have trample, that opens up some other really cool things for us. Now, doubling the power of target creature, right? So that's really sick. We have Raking Claws to give it double strike, which is basically the same thing, but without first strike. So use your Fury if he's unblocked, and then if he's being blocked, use your Claws, because then your guy won't take combat damage. So these are really nice if you can get them on some big baddies that have trample. So even if they get chump blocked or something, we can just like really buff them. Infuriate can come into that combo as well, because you know 3/2 for 1 is sick, especially if you double it. So that's like a 6/4 for 1 mana. So that's absolutely incredible, especially when we start putting it on some of these creatures that have all that +1/+1 counters on it, right? So the general strategy is all of that, and now we're trying to weave in a little bit of removal. So Fire Prophecy dealing 3 damage, Omen of the Forge dealing 2 damage, Shock dealing 2 damage, Scorching Dragonfire dealing 3 damage. We have Ram Through to fight. We have Warbriar Blessing to fight as well, right? Slaying Fire, Soul Seer. Yeah, and then even Threshing Brontodon for some enchantments and or artifacts. We can also use Leafkin Avenger's 8 ability for maybe a little bit of damage or removal on Planeswalkers. So there's a good balance within the deck of creatures, non-creature spells, removals, stuff like this, right? So it's pretty cool. We even have a couple of cycle spells to make sure that we're getting to where we want in the deck. And then, you know, just like the Dreamshaper Shaman should help us pull things late game if we're flooding the field with things that we don't necessarily want anymore or that do us no good. But again, just build your army, go wide. You know, Brawl is one of those things where the walls go up. Each field just amasses huge armies. And then the ability to get trample through on that is going to be really nice when your opponent doesn't have trample. So go big, go wide, smash home, free to play, 0 rares, 0 mythics. You know, we've won games with it. Obviously, it's not consistent. Some of these decks that consist only of rares and mythics are, you know, easily dealing with us based on our draw. But that's one of the great things about Brawl is that, you know, it's not as consistent. The deck or the match variance is quite high. So even if you do play the same deck over and over, it's not going to be the same match over and over like standard. So Brawl is very diverse and the playlines are all over the place, which is a lot of fun. And it's a great way to keep it fresh, especially as a free-to-play individual who doesn't really want to grind top-tier decks in Mythic. You know what I mean? Who doesn't have those cards and now is kind of tainted by the environment, how try-hard it is. So free-to-play, rotation-proof Brawl is a great way to step into Brawl, you guys. Go check it out. Let me know how you make out in the comments below. As always, I am live on YouTube every single morning, 6 a.m. Mountain Standard. At 7 a.m. Mountain Standard, we're live on Twitch for 3 to 8 hours. And then again at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard, we're live again on YouTube in the Discord between all of those things and until we fall asleep. Links for everything is in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Your continued time and attention is absolutely incredible. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up to help its exposure. Sharing it to a friend will also help as well, right? So we're getting close to our 500,000 gem giveaway. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be involved with that, and then join the Discord. Check out the competitions and giveaways so you don't have to ask. It's all been posted in there, right? So just go familiarize yourself with what's going on. That triggers at 10,000 subs. So if you have any friends who want some free gems or just whatever, because it is through my PayPal, you can pay your rent with it if you want, right? I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. Everybody who's been supporting on Twitch, Patreon, on YouTube through our programs, making all of this increased content production possible. Thank you so much. Not only a huge gratitude bomb from myself, but from the community as well, right? So we really appreciate it. The viewership's higher than ever. The channel's doing great. Thank you so much. Let's play some free-to-play rotation-proof Brawl. All right. You know, free mulligans in Brawl is pretty cool, but sitting on 3 land is gonna get us there. And you know, having our wilds plus the Uprising is bad. It's not often that we're gonna pull both of those in our opening hand, right? We'll accept it though, and you know, hopefully the collect call charges aren't too much. Let's get the Bolt Hound out, by far the coolest dude around. Let's just get Grumgully out right away. Hopefully there's no exile. So I guess word on the street is the Bolt Hound's little pattern there is based off of like a dance with a dog or something. Very confusing, but... He's a human, what filth, right? So he doesn't get the +1/+1, which is fine. We're just looking for that 4th land. The one good thing about playing budget Brawl decks is your opponent doesn't really distinguish anything that you do as a threat, so you kind of get left alone a little bit, right? Gem Razor just hits, whatever, brah. Yeah, like we get close. If only this was instant speed. We would survive, and then he couldn't block. But he could, yeah. We'll just instant speed this Fire Prophecy, I guess. We'll go for it. Right, we lose our Henchhammer. But at the same time, you know, to get rid of that Gem Razor is very cool. We're gonna toss that's hard call. Let's toss the Wilds and keep the Uprising just because it's a draw engine eventually. And we get the land, which is pretty neat. We're gonna keep that just for the removal. Hopefully it doesn't have too big of a play. I mean, we're in a series of 4-4, which is going to slow us down. Woof. Right down with the dog. Great Horns on top of it for the land. Interesting. So it still has to attack each turn if able, but now it's a 3-4, so much harder to take down. Non-humans will enter. This is a human. Bolt Hound goes to 3, which is fine, but... yeah, let's use our mana. No attacks. The 4-4 can defend the Great Horn, which is pretty nice. And then when we play our Uprising... Nice. Uh-oh. Sterix in Brawl. That's hot. 2 permanents. A land and a Banishing Light. Or a Liger, sorry. The land came out first from the Great Horn. Wow. Woof. Well, there goes that. Right? Yeah, this is quite literally a bad situation. If he continues to mutate onto the Sterix, this is over. That Banishing Light really got us. More exile. Groovy. So it's not happening here. God of Destiny, that's really nice. No blocks, sadly. No attacks. He still has Ren and Siri to play. The God of Destiny does 2 chip damage a turn. Alright, your go, bro. There we go. Beautiful. Ren and Siri in the play. You see that little collar that comes out? That's cute. Or from guard as well. Maybe he's just wondering why we've not conceded. But I do kind of like to finish the games out. Right, this is not ranked, so we'll just let him win. It's as easy as that. There's no need to just hold up timers. Let's be respectful. We go first. Okay, I mean, a little bit of Unleash Fury, Hydra's Growth combo. We do have 3 land, which is nice. Visionary makes it 4, plus replaces itself, which is quite cool. It's a druid as well, so it can bang off of Grumgully. All right, we are in to win. Azusa lost but seeking. Everybody tries so hard here, which is fine. I don't think the Grazer really warrants a Soul Seer either. The Azusa does. You will have already played 2 additional land here, which, like, she just basically can come out again. Nice. So, if we can just get a creature, play our Hydra's Growth, there shouldn't be a problem. Right, if you can double 2, it's gonna go way quicker. Just skip a whole turn, basically, right? Keep the removal. I'm worried about Nissa. Cavalier dodges Soul Seer, that's kind of annoying. Interesting. Floods his entire hand on the field, that's incredible. That's just silly. Anax is good with Grumgully, but woof. Right, and now he can activate Destiny Spinner. This guy's psycho. He just tapped his other land to do that. So, a little bit of a misplay there. Taking 7 damage here is incredible. That makes me so sad. So sad. I have no idea how we're gonna beat that guy. Like, killing the Azusa is probably really important. But then what do we do with the Cavalier? We can stop the spinner and hopefully some of these lands, and then the Cavalier can still hit for 5. And then hopefully we get our Anax on top of the Grumgully and can Hydra's Growth the Henchhammer, ideally, if that's possible. The Great Horn gives more attacking power, which is good. The 3/4 can attack, which is more damage than I'd like. But we kind of need the land. So we're going down again to 7. Yikes. We should hold up an instant speed Soulseer. We still have 4. Alright, it's just a land, that's fine. We can block Cavalier, make 2 2/2s. We could also just double it, but that doesn't really get us. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, Lord. Alright, doing the 5 damage. We do get the kill with Anax, which is quite enjoyable. He gets to put anything he wants onto the top. Probably the Blessing or the Sage. Probably the Blessing, which is so bad for us. That's frightening. Now it will be our turn, which is great, and we can not draw any more land, please. The hammer can come out. It's a human, it doesn't get buffed, which is a bummer. But we can kind of buff him up. Now that's going to be really beneficial. And then we still have a nice defensive play here, potentially. No attacks. We only have 3 blockers is the thing, right? And he can go pretty wide with Azusa. Plus he's got that Blessing. Let's see where it goes. That's a good play. We do get to trade with it, at least though. Not great, not bad. Not great, not bad as well on our end here. It's a human, so, you know, not the best, that's for sure. Let's just hold this land in our hand. Let's play defensively. I don't want to overextend. We have such little life. Cultivate. It's this a Destiny Spinner that we really need to get rid of. Okay. The lands just come out as 1/1s, I believe. These little guys can't block, so let's send him in. And if he blocks one with the spinner, we blast her. Nope. So we just get the 4 damage. Let's end our turn. A Wanderer, that's really good. That helps his lands out quite a bit. And it has 3 defense, so it dodges us. No attacks. We need to take that scry. It's really important that we top deck not a land. So let's kill Azusa. I guess he can just replay it. Maybe not the greatest. We should have killed the Farfinder, I guess, maybe. Let's take that scry. I forgot Azusa was his commander there. Shock with a Great Horn. I like the Shock, but I like the Great Horn more. Let's just cast it as the creature. Kind of go wide. Nice defense. Right? We really don't want to wait, right? And we've hesitated, so he knows we don't have anything, so we have to not do it, right? That's one of the bummers about hesitating, is to kind of get a feel that things aren't working out for you like you'd want. So let's chill out. This is fine. Sorry about that. Let me turn this off. Oh, Lord. So we're pretty low on life. These guys should go in. They can't block. Everybody else is playing defense. So we get the trade there. Yeah, let's take it. Let's try to rebuild this hand and not always be just throwing everything we have at the field, right? Let's gain some card advantage. As long as he doesn't top deck some bombs, we're fine. That's kind of one of the bummers about going long con here, is we don't really have any bombs. You can immediately escape that. 4 other cards, so we don't really want to touch it. We almost just kind of want to leave that there. Interesting. It's not a human, which is nice. Skates with 3 counters on it. Yikes. Yikes. Let's hit in, see what he does. If he just blocks with the spider, that's fine. This is nice. So let's just send it up. Destiny Spinner removes access to a lot of his lands here, which is good for us. Right, it's on our turn, so they're gonna go back to not being a land right quick. And now, is it worth us to blast this land as a 1/1? Probably not. He's got, you know, 11 more of them. Ooh, gives me the heebie-jeebies. Right, it does nothing, so... let's just try to keep going wide. Hopefully our opponent keeps playing these lands. Beautiful. And now he's got no way to utilize them. Woohoo! And we're able to hold out long enough to get the win. Loving it. Free to play, rotation-proof Brawl deck shenanigans for you guys today. Okay, 3 land. That's perfect. You know, the Uprising, the Visionary, these aren't bad. Soul Seer is pretty cool as well. I wish we had more early game interaction, kind of, but... eh. We'll make it work, right? We always do. Oh, that 4th land. Wow. What's that for? Angrath, Captain of Chaos. Let's just get our Uprising out. We probably could have played Grumgully. I'm not sure about his state of removal, though. I think he's holding up mana for, you know, exactly that situation. So, it kind of worries me. Let's just play our Visionary, right? It replaces itself at the very least, so even if it does get blasted, we get to draw that card. Which is always good, right? Return to nature. Not too shabby. Are we going to see Angrath played? The trample helps to get through his defenders to the Planeswalker, right? We do. Interesting. Amass 2.
Ramming speed.
3, 4, 5. We'd have 2 mana available. I kind of want to remove it now, almost. We could just wreck it. Let's let him amass onto it again, and we'll remove it next turn with Soul Seer. As long as no single target removal. Ah! Stop it. The Surveil 2 is pretty helpful for him as well. We will put it back to the command zone. Costing 5 now. Not so great. The Footlight Fiend, fine. And then he does... I like how the art changes. Did you see that? It was one zombie and he amassed again and these other zombies appeared. I want to let him do it again, just so we can see. Let's get this out. Still gives us access to 4 mana. Get the draw. Right, so we're trying to just keep that card advantage as long as we can. We could keep our souls here and just remove it. Does he have removal instant speed? Got something. Right, priority's definitely held up. Straight chillin'. Maybe the blessing's making him upset. I don't know. I think he's got removal. Yeah. Urgh. Nice. Okay. Well, that's a bummer. Let's take our draw. He gets free hit, but he does anyways because of the amass. Or, not the amass, the menace. The menace. Not pleasant, that's for sure. And we're not very wide, so Bolt Hound's not really that great. Yeah. Ugh. Gross. We should still probably just blast this token. We should have dealt with it, and then his removal would have just sat in his hand. That would have been a lot better. Oh! That's not a free-to-play card, that's for sure. We're gonna gain that life. It's really gonna make the difference. Oh, cancel. It's an artifact. I know it's instant speed, but screw you. Just so we can't re-equip it. And we're getting close to death, sadly. So I think we should blast that, which leaves us with 2 mana, which is nothing. Let's just pass. Do something instant speed appropriately. Okay, a little bit of a draw engine there. Late game, that is better than, you know, not having it. Two damage, could be worse. We can pull 4 or greater, that would be, you know, beneficial. Get those draws. Oof, come on, bro. Gives us access to 4, which will trigger the draw, but we have to tap our Visionary. Prophecy's nice, but, you know, might be a little too late here with all of this menace on the field. We're going wider, so Bolt Hound gets better, but he's got so much life and a pretty good field presence as well. Tentative Connection, stop it. That's such a good card. Tentative Connection is an amazing card to play with Menace. Like Act of Treason, but you get to cast it for 1. It's like a universal Claim the Firstborn. Doesn't need 3 or less. Right, normally it costs 4, which is more than Act of Treason. But if you do have Menace, it's reduced by 3, makes it only cost 1. Woof. And the Menace, we can't do anything about it, so he hits for 5. Down to 4. Okay, hits for 4, down to 5. Nope. Going all out. Sucks. He can't sack us, so, I mean, to take... Yeah. I mean, we basically just have to keep our Bolt Hound. If we toss it and pull a land, that's just the saddest thing. The saddest story never told. It is a better blocker. We could get to some life gain. Now that would be fun. Maybe even a little bit of Sterix action. You know what I mean? This costs 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we don't dare destroy it. Let's just, you know, stay on that defensive game. Pretty sure this match is over, but let's play it out. What a great card. Our Grumgully now costs 9 to play. We're just going to take this damage. Let him play his Croxa for the win. Oh, but we don't lose life because, you know, it's not a land. Take that draw. Well, maybe we should have tried a little bit harder there. Just giving up. We a sick pull of creatures. We have nothing to discard for Croxa, so that does, you know, 3 damage to us anyways. And then this will also just destroy us. But you can see how much value we can get from Garruk's Uprising. If we can get a good string, you know, mid to late game, we can really run away with things. But just so much removal, and then we couldn't do anything to stop his attackers. Going first, pretty cool. 3 land, can't complain. We had early game removal. That's quite nice. Right, it's that early game interaction I've been complaining about not having. And hopefully we can just curve into, you know, 6. That would be deadly. Let's hide the fact that we have, excuse me, green within our deck build. Actually, you can see that's Grumgully. We're playing Brawl. Oh, yeah, covert level 0. He's playing Niv, so 5 color, smash him. Every card he's going to play is rare in this deck. It's kind of redonkulous. Okay, I mean, if he does nothing and we can continue to blast off. Teferi, or Teferi, Niv hits with 6/6. We need to get pretty tough, pretty quick. The only bad thing is it's a human. Fires, are you joking me? Doesn't work with Arcane Signet though, so he's still stuck at 4. Grumgully's dead. Whatever. Hit for 4. Brontodon is going to come down and kill this intervention. I guess we could have, if we're going to stack it, we could have done it last turn. So greedy of me. Nice. You just wiped for 3.
Start at a sizzle and see if you make it. I've always wanted to make a really big fireball.
Mythic, rare, just a broken uncommon. It's in every deck. Rare, 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 rare. You guys kind of catching the pattern here?
I like your energy. I'll try to come back for you.
Not enough mana to kill fires, but we'll get it next turn. Here comes Niv, gonna just refill his entire hand. Oh, an Uro, Agent of Treachery, which is single color, so it goes to the bottom, I think, doesn't it? Gets his Knight of Autumn, gets his Uro. Just, you know, fair and playable deck, especially when coming up, you know, against a free-to-play version. Mythic. Could we get a wildcard counter going on against these matches? And yet somehow we're still at 25 life. Makes sense. We're 1 land short of getting the kill here. Let's kill the guild pack as it's a draw engine. He already has all the landing needs, so fires doesn't really do so much. He also doesn't need a draw engine though, because he's got a full hand, so. Alright, we're on like what, 4-turn timer? Nice. Sorry about that. Had a good song I had to give a heart to. Soul's here. I mean, doesn't really help with hexproof. LOL. Cry. Let's play it out though. 10 damage minimum here. Getting straight bullied. Oh, what a guy.
Structure of reality is surprise. I will destroy if I must.
Tomato in-house. And again, he's not dropping anything. Whoa, E-Spark was a common, you guys. Right? Mythic, rare, rare, rare. Oh, this guy gets my goat. I hit your Ugin, bro. Gotcha.
Your efforts will not.
Let's let him finish it out. We could have made Dream Trawler tap on his turn to survive 1 more turn, but if he doesn't want to take the kill, we'll just leave. We give people an opportunity, but if they're not willing to do it, then we're not willing to hang around. Not a bad hand. Not a great hand. Kind of weird, actually. We need that 4th land for the Smasher. Petitioners. Uh-oh. Interesting. This is gonna be weird. Shock, that's fine. get Grumgully out first. I don't think he's got removal. More petitioners. Yeah, he needs, what, 6 of them? 4. Yeah, so we're milling 12 cards here. He's already at it. No land is a bummer. We have more removal, which is good, but if he keeps pulling, then we're in trouble. Nice. Here goes another 12. Crazy stuff. Not enough land still, and he's got more than enough petitioners. Right? If he plays another, he wins. Good game. Yeah. Ouchie! He's able to easily just wreck us. He should have untapped this one and kept one of those untapped. Just saying. We're down to 9, so that's 100% good game. Wow. Wowee. Kind of getting bullied a little bit here today with this free-to-play Brawl deck. Yeah, good game. Straight up Milltown. 2 mountains, not good. I mean, Fire Prophecy is nice, and the rest of the drops are good, but the land's not there. It is now. This is interesting. Let's threaten the shock that we don't have into a Signet. This Horn Beetle's pretty cool as well. Ashiok is a bummer. More persistent petitioners. Are you kidding me? Grumgully in play. Kind of wasting the Signet mana, which sucks, but gonna take him a couple turns. We're gonna all have trample. Ooh, he's got balanced removal. Interesting. I didn't really think he'd have removal. The mill won't be as strong though, which is nice. Grab that land. Taking another mountain, I think, is preferable with a hand filled with red. I don't really care about the mill there. That's actually nice to get another land off the deck. By playing Underworld Dreams, Peer into the Abyss. It's kind of like a Midnight Clock as well. Interesting. I want Grumgully to work. He's gonna take the damage here. He won't block. He wants to stack those Partitioners. So we don't need to trample yet. Does he get the fourth one too? Yeah, of course he does. Alright, let's get to it, boys. Counter's fine. Lance a little bit heavy at this point, let's be honest. Let's get the Shaman in play. It's a 6/5, because it's Grumgully gets a plus up. And then the Beetle, or Great Horn, pluses up as well. So we've got pretty good attacks, and then we're going to lay in with our Trample, and then our Raking Claws is going to give us some double strike on our Shaman, which should help us, I hope. Good hit, good hit. We're going to be sacking our Arcane Signet with the Shaman. Alright, he gets, you know, like a lot of cool things there. Our Wildbonder. Our Fury, our Bolt Hound. We're still at 33. Gets our Garruk's Uprising, which is good. That would have been a nice draw. Let's trample. As long as there's no counterspell here. Ooh, Infuriate. I don't think he'll have counterspells. This is going to be very powerful if he doesn't have removal. Yikes. Let's see where that ends up. He needs to do something. And we have Trample, so I'm interested how this plays out. What could he have to remove for 2? He's triple blocking, quadruple blocking. That's really interesting for me. Let's fire up the Shaman. And now let's spread our threat. Not all on the Shaman. Let's put some of it down on the Great Horn as well. So if he did have removal, he wouldn't be able to get both of them. So another free-to-play win. You know, I actually really like this hand as far as free-to-play goes. There's just some really nice uncommons here. Shock as well. The Heart of Cal is just like really good in Brawl. In general, really, any Gruul deck can rock that. Just playing lands from the top, keeping your card advantage. It's good. It is our opponent's go though, right? It's playing slow. Hopefully he plays a Pelt Collector, something like this. Well, I'm not scared to play. This could come in play later with our Beetle. Ooh, multiple lands. And we can't kill it. Grumgully out. No attacks. Then our Brontodon can come in play as a big baddie. Heart of Keld in play. He's going to equip that right away too. Yikes. We can destroy artifact or enchantment. No attacks. Let's just try to hold off for a second. Nice. That's not good.
I protect that which cannot protect itself.
Maybe if he overextends somehow, we can ramp through, kill the blocker, and then use Unleashed Fury to kill Nissa.
Harness the
I don't see him attacking into a 4-5 though is the problem. Yikes. I will remove the lands though, right? I think that's... So it just straight up deals damage to it. It doesn't fight. Ouch. He's out of land. I'm not sure what that's about. No trample. Both of these are instant speed. Let's go for it. We just get to kill Nissa.
I can help you no longer.
3, you can replay for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's not really a good grab so much in my opinion. Let's take the land. If we can get trample or unblocked for what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 2 lands away from making that happen. We need to do this first. Let's hold off. We have 25 life, right? There's no need to just throw our cards on the field yet. Alright, this is actually pretty good. But if he's attacking, that means we get to attack. Oh, don't you dare. So it's going to deal 5 damage. Let's just stop that out. Right. Let's see how this crumbles here. This could be good. Really? We don't have quite enough. There's no blockers, so let's just double its power. Oh, we can cycle this. That's why I slid up. That's a huge hit. You know, recovering from that's going to be something entirely different. We have a shock, could take him down a little bit more. We just had one more red mana source, that would have been ideal. That would have been a huge hit. These are big creatures. Now he can't attack because he needs to block, right? So he's in a weird spot. And 9/9 is incredibly hard to remove. Right, we got around his ambush, which is his best removal spell. Vivian is good though. Right, now he can play lands from the top. He can also play creatures from the top. That's good.
So brace yourself. I love making new friends.
Really? I mean, I guess. Makes sense. He's got 2 defenders. Hopefully we can't take one out. Where's the trample when you need it? Hey, kids? He's got to block them both, I think. Sure. Play our Signet into our Called to the Hunt. Going wide. That's going to be our key to victory here. We're just 2 damage away. Oh, nice. Gets the kill immediately. Okay, okay, okay. Very cool. What a little bugger. We just need trample, yeah. I'll get to that later, I guess. He's gonna make that 3/3 again. We need something with haste. We need that trample in play.
Adversity is our greatest strength.
He had another ambush on our Brontodon. That would be sad. Just need some sort of engine here. Oh, he's going wider. There's that trample that we're looking for. And then the Ozolith. Very nice, very nice. I wish I had that many permanents to play. No, there's no way for 1. It comes in tapped. So we're totally fine. He could attack. I wish he would have. This plus of hers is quite brutal. Are we in a spot where we're just holding back for... Oh man, this is so bad. The -2 might get us. Urgh. Go for it. Double block? Let's give him an oops, like we didn't see that. He does lock it in. Oh, we're tapped on land. What am I thinking? That is an oops. Oh, I thought we had our Fire Prophecy available. This is sad for me. If we don't pull Trample, I'm gonna be in a bad place. I definitely thought we had Fire Prophecy available there. Count your lands, kid. Oh, Lord. Alright, this is still a match somehow, but pretend he doesn't have field advantage. Attack us with everyone. Don't play any more creatures. Cat life, sure. I'd put it on the Mentor so it could, you know, deal with Grumgully. Alright. We do have the removal, right? What does it get? Oh, Vigilance. That's really good. That's very bad for us. Let's go Trample off the top, baby. Even then, we're getting into a weird spot. I'd say Bone Crusher Giant, but we don't have any rares. This is a free-to-play deck competing against Mythics and, you know, all sorts of shenanigans rares. Right? So we can pay 3, sacrifice permanent, and then we're revealing cards from the top of our library until it's a non-land permanent, and then it goes into the battlefield. So we're going to start sacrificing stuff. Hydra's Growth. That's really, really good for him right now. So it's going to outpace my Horn Beetle in no time.
Beauty lies in variation.
If we could pull... Oh, we've already used our Surge. Let's go Trample. Let's go. He's gone so wide, though, that I'm not sure Trample helps us anymore. What I'd really like is him to shock a landed. He can't attack yet. He's getting close. Obviously not another mountain. That would actually help us. We're gonna sacrifice a forest. And sacrifice a non-land permanent. I hope I don't regret this. Interesting. For 8, we can win the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Interesting. Man, we should have kept that. So we have a way out at least with our Leafkin Avenger. If it could stay in play. And we need a lot more land. We're sitting on 6. We need 8. So we need to top deck 2 land. This is a 21. Oof. He's got trample and reach as well. Oh, good game. So he just blasts us with this punch. Ugh, we're close. No cigar, though. Insert random outro here. So, rotation-proof Brawl. You can see I've got ratation-proof Brawl. Maybe we should play some rats in Brawl, right? Rat Tribal? I don't know if that's even possible. There's not enough rats. For sure there's not. Could be cool, though. Thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. As far as upgrade guides, you know, put anything good that you have that's red or green in this deck. Power 4 or greater. Questing Beast is a perfect example of something that should go in this deck, right? So you could upgrade this Brawl deck very easily. Just weave your mythics and rares within the Gruul color base into the deck, and you're going to do that much better. Really anything. Nissa, Embercleave, like Robber of the Rich, Pelt Collector. There's so many great things that can go in this deck that are going to be a lot of fun. So thanks for watching. Your continued time and attention is not unnoticed. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Shoot me a comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed because you're going to be missing out on our 500,000 gem giveaway if you're not. And then join our Discord as well. You can share this out to a friend so that giveaway triggers at an expedited rate as well. It triggers at 10K. So we are getting very, very close. And again, deck list for this is in the description below. So many great things, you guys. Thanks to all of our supporters on Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube going ahead financially to support me, making this increased workload possible. You know, it's pennies on the hour now, but I do have to reward the initiative you guys are taking. I can't just wait and be like, well, and I'm not doing more work until $1,000 a month. So we're pushing it out beforehand. So you guys are always trying to keep up to me, right? It's never amount of anything other than what I deserve, right? So I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great day, and we'll see you, you know, a little bit later. Peace.